Hello, today we're going to do a little talk about gourds. Decorative gourds were traditionally done by the younger people of the Appalachian communities. Before you invest the time it takes to make a traditional basket, which can be upwards of 200 hours or longer, they usually started out, the young people particularly started out doing decorative gourds. The portion of the gourd that is pine weaving is around the neck and the base here. The inside of the gourd is lined with wool. I'm not exactly sure the age of this particular basket. It has no metals on it. It's just a fancy jasper. So this is an example. When you're doing a gourd, if you decide to start out doing a gourd, there's a couple things you want to know. You have to get a feel for the lay of the land. You need to make some type of marker so that it's indicated where the lid needs to close on it. Otherwise, you're going to wind up with a funky project like this where it won't close. So you need to make sure you pay attention to that because every gourd is different, works of art in their own right. Now, these gourds are woven and decorated, and they are submerged in beeswax, and they are baked just like a traditional basket is. It does make them last a very long time. This one was made by a less than skilled weaver, but it is an older piece. So I will give you an example of a modern gourd. Let me just move this one out of the way. I need a little bit more space for this big boy. This is a more modern gourd piece. And you see again, you do have to line it up some way so that you know how it's going to close. I made this piece myself a while back. It is again baked in steeped in beeswax and baked. It has some kind of indication on it where you would have the gourd close. Otherwise, you're going to wind up with a gourd that won't close properly. This particular stone is carnelian, and the metals on it are 14 karat gold, and it does have feet to hold it up, because gourds tend to not be completely round on the bottom, and if you don't foot them, they will not sit solidly. So this is an example of one that I did make myself, and it has feet on it. And I will show you one more example. Let me move this baby out of the way. Oh, I wanted to show you the inside real quick. So with the gourds that are made like this, gourds themselves are less durable than a basket. This has wooden inside, and the base is also wooden. This is a wool reinforcement around the neck here. I will say that gourds themselves are less durable than a basket. They're more susceptible to simple damage of someone dropping them. They can crack. The baking process does, I'm not going to say weaken them, but make them a little bit more brittle. These have to be handled with more care than a basket, and because of that, there are very few existing examples of original folk art pieces. Let me show you another one. I tend to do fewer of these because I grow my gourds myself, and growing gourds, I live in the north now. I've moved out of the south, and growing gourds in the north is problematic. This one's got to get itself turned around properly. There we go. Because they do require a very long growing season. Again, this one is footed. Let me go down here a little bit so you can see. It's got feet. Make it sit up properly. This is decorated with a stone that is native to the Appalachian Mountains. It's only found in the Appalachian Mountains. It's called unakite. It's from the Unas Mountains in the Appalachians. The metal on this is sterling. So this is sterling and unakite, and you can see the edges of the ones that I made here are reinforced again with sisal. This one also, it's reinforced with sisal, just to make sure it's extra durable. When you're making a pine basket, the first initial weave, you actually have to use an awl and punch into the gourd itself. I do love gourds. I love making them. I really enjoy them a lot. The difficulty, again, that I have personally in making gourds is that the gourds themselves, trying to hide my tools back there, the gourds themselves are difficult to source in the area that I live. So like I said, I do grow them, but because of their long growing season, more years than not, they don't come out. So that's a little tutorial on what a gourd is like. This one's lined with wool. Again, it has the reinforced. This is wool. This wool in the center, inside of a gourd basket I make, is actually epoxied. The wool is epoxied onto the gourd after it's baked, waxed and baked. It's epoxied onto the gourd with strong epoxy, just to give the neck a little bit more strength, because the punching process, again, will weaken the gourd itself. So that's a little bit about a non-traditional art form, the Appalachian gourd. Hope you enjoyed that. Thank you.